Hey, I hope you're having a great day. So today I decided to make a video showing this reciprocating saw by Ryobi that I got. And I haven't even used this yet, I just took it out. Here's the model number, it's a P516. And I got some stuff I need to cut up around the house. So I've been meaning to get one of these. So the saw just looks like a reciprocating saw. And I've noticed I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but it's got a flat surface here, and I've just been kind of standing it up like that. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Couldn't do that if you had the blade in, but the blade does come out, and I recommend, for safety, I would not leave the blade in when it's not in use. And speaking of safety, a couple of things I like about it is it's got a safety switch, but you gotta be conscious of it. It's not some kind of automatic thing. And it just says, you know, unlock and lock. I'm assuming, yeah, so when you see the lock button, that means the trigger won't squeeze. Here's the trigger right there. And of course you put the lock, them triggers. When you're working with this, you want to make sure you do not have your battery tucked in, or plugged in. So right here is where the hex key is conveniently stored for you, and you can put that in here and you can put that in here and loosen that. What that does is it allows you to, I think they call this a shoe or something. I believe, I haven't done it because that pivots there. I might be lying to you. I thought that's what it did, but it must. I'll have to try that out. I'll get back to this because I thought that would make this pivot, but this pivots without that. It probably turns it like this, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyways, that's where the hex key is located at the Allen wrench. Here's a lock. You got to push it really hard, and that locks to put your blade in and out. And it had this little tab thing here, and I didn't know what that was for, and it kept saying to unlock it, push that, and stuff like that. And what happens is you got to lift this up and push extra hard. And I don't know if you heard that click, but then it'll lock in this little spot, and it's to hold it in so you can put your blade in and out without having to, you know, so you can do it one-handed. And so I got it locked open, and I'll show you how to put the blade in. So the blade's got this little foot on it and a little hole in the top. And just remember the blade points down just like, you know, you're holding the handsaw. So you just slide this in. There's a slot in the front. I don't know if that's coming up on camera. Anyways, you just drop the blade in there, and then you can, I just lift it up. I guess you lift it up to relieve tension, drop it down. Oh, sorry about that. Well, I don't know if that goes on camera. All I did was lifted it up. See, that's locked. I lifted it up again, push the button, and then it'll allow you to drop down. And oh, it can move like that. So, you know, there it's locked in. So that's about all there is to that. And then the battery, if you're familiar with the Ryobi products, you just take one of your, they call these the 1+ batteries, and you just plug it in. Now I got it on the, make sure you're in the lock position so you can't squeeze the trigger before you plug your battery in. And then you just slide the battery in, unlock it, and then you're good to go. So when you're not using this, that's pretty much the review of it. So I'll go out and cut something and then kind of do a review of how that cutting process works. That's pretty much all the features you need to know about that I'm aware of. And when you get done with this, these things are dangerous. You don't want somebody to pick this up, doesn't know what they're doing, accidentally squeeze the trigger or hurt themselves. So when not in use, I want you to, or I would put this in lock. Take out the battery, just squeeze these tabs here. Oops, sorry. You know, put the battery down, and then when I'm not using this, you know, I got the battery out, it's in lock. Check sure. I'm gonna lift up the lock deal, and you don't have to lock it all the way open. You can just lift it out because I got two hands here, and then there you go. Remove the blade. Put your blade down, And I think as it works out, this is starting to lock more. So I'm going to lift it up, push that button, and then it comes down. And then so you want to store it like this. And then I guess it is kind of good that it stands like that. That encourages you not to leave the blade in, because I think it'd be really dangerous. So when not in use, just leave it like this, because somebody picks this up, they can't accidentally squeeze the trigger, which shouldn't do anything without the battery. But you want to keep it in the lock position. And anyway, so it seems pretty good. It's not too heavy. You know, you can hold it pretty comfortably with one hand, and you're supposed to hold it like this when you do your cutting. The manual, I'll show you this. The manual is typical, try to do every language and be really confusing. So there's only two parts that I found useful. The beginning, right here, you just open the front page, and it starts off in English, so if English is your primary language, that's good. And some warning, safeties, too much, you know, it's kind of not very user friendly as far as the way it's laid out. But then it starts getting into stuff like installing and removing the blade. See figure 2, page 8, and then it'll walk you through a couple of steps. Page 8 is way in the back. It's like the last page of the book. So knowing that when they're talking about these figures here. See, there's like figure, well, I was saying figure 2. So in this, whatever I was reading there is figure 2, and it's got letters pointing over things, and then it does it in every, mostly I don't know what that is, Spanish and English. I was just paying attention to the English stuff, so I'll say like, point to, like here it's pointing to D, and it'll say D's blade, and then so listing blade in another couple of different languages. So it's fairly straightforward. The pictures are pretty helpful, and just be aware that the instructions are in the front, and then page 8 is not where you'd think it is. Page 8 is way in the back. Anyhow, I mean, it's not the best manual in the world, but it works. So that's about it. I'm gonna go out, put this thing back together, and do a little cutting with it, and maybe I'll show a video of that. Okay, just gonna show you a real quick cut with this. It works really well. Of course, it's got a brand new blade on it. And I played around with this Allen wrench. Whoops, sorry. Played around with that Allen wrench key spot. All it does is move this foot in and out, or take it off for you. So it's not that big of a deal. It only moves a couple inches before it comes out. But anyways, what I'll do is I'll just show you doing a cut, and I got the safety off, so it's ready to go. See, hopefully it shows up. So anyways, don't do like I do. Make sure you wear safety glasses when you do that. Anyways, so I got to cut up this thing here, and it looks like it's going to make quick work to it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody out. If you're thinking about getting this, I think it's so far it's a big thumbs up. And thanks for watching. You have a great day.